Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to multiply decimals. So let's say that you have this problem here, 21.4 times 0.36. When you're setting up this problem, don't try to put don't try to align the decimals like we were doing for addition or subtraction of decimals. So this is not advised to do. So when you're setting it up, you can set it up any way you want really. Just make sure that you don't align the decimal numbers, the decimal points, so you don't get confused. So now we're gonna do this problem just like we used to do multiplication with whole numbers in section 1.4. So if you don't remember, go back to section 1.4 and you will see how we did it. So again, guys, make sure that you memorize your multiplication table. So 6 times 4 is 24. We're going to write down the 4 and carry the 2. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 6 times 2 is 12. Again, do we write here for the next number here? No, we don't ever write here. And then we're going with the 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Carry a 1 now this time. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. Now if you want, you can do the 0, but 0 times anything will give you 0. So you'll have a bunch of zeros here. You don't have to do the 0 here. If you have a bunch of zeros in front here, and there's no numbers here, and you just have a bunch of zeros here, it's a waste of time to do these zeros. So don't ever do zeros here. But if I had a 1 here, for example, you cannot just forget about these zeros. So be careful. So let's go back to our original problem. Again, forget about the zeros. Now bring down the 4. 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry a 1. 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 4 is 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. Now here's the critical part. You're not going to drop down the decimal point. That's the reason why I told you not to align them, so you're not tempted to take the decimal point and drop it down somewhere here or somewhere there. What you're going to do is you're going to count how many numbers you have after the decimal here. You only have 1. How many numbers you have after the decimal here? You have 2. So that's how many numbers in total. So 1 plus 2 gives me 3. So that means what? For this problem, you're expected to have 3 numbers after the decimal. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Therefore, the decimal point should be where? Should be here. So your final answer is 7.704. So you can have 3 numbers after the decimal, just like we said here. Let's look at another example. So let's say that you have 920 times 3.7. Again, we're going to start with the 7. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry the 1. 7 times 9 is 63. 63 plus 1 is 64. We don't write here. So 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 9 is 27. 0. Bring down the 4 here. 4 plus 6 is 10. Carry a 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. Carry a 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Now the thing is, how many numbers are after the decimal here? There's no decimal point here. How many numbers are after the decimal here? Just 1. So how many numbers in total after the decimal point? Just 1. So how many numbers in total after the decimal point? Just 1. So your final answer is 3404.0. Or they usually say any number after any zeros after a decimal, you can just drop it. So your final answer will technically be this. Or this, it doesn't matter. Let's look at another example. So let's say that you have 0.00079 times 0.025. 5 times 9 is 45. Carry a 4. 5 times 7 is 35. 35 plus 4 is 39. Carry a 3. 5 times 0 is 0 plus 3 is 3. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. We don't write here. We're going to start writing here. 2 times 9 is 18. Carry a 1 this time. 2 times 7 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. Carry a 1. Write down the 5 and carry a 1. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. So 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Now again, what do we have left here? We just have a bunch of zeros left. If at least I had a number here, I technically would have to do these zeros, but they have nothing left but zeros, so we don't do them. Bring down the 5. 9 plus 8 is 17. Carry a 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0, 0, and 0 here. Now, let's count. How many numbers do we have after the decimal here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After how many numbers we have after the decimal here? 1, 2, 3. So how many numbers in total we need to have after the decimal here? 5 plus 3, which is 8. So we need to have 8 numbers after the decimal. So let's start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since there's nothing here, put a 0 for 8. So now your answer is 0.00001975. So let's make sure that we have 8 numbers after the decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would have been your final answer. So one last example. Let's say that you have 42.07 times 10,000. So whenever you're multiplying by things like this, by 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million, like a bunch of numbers like this. Look at all of these numbers. All they have is 1 as a starting number, then a bunch of zeros. 1, then 2 zeros. 1, then 3 zeros. We have a 1 here, then 4 zeros. We have a 1 here, then 5 zeros. And we have a 1 here, then 6 zeros. Whenever you're multiplying by these type of numbers, all you have to do is move the decimal. So that means you don't literally have to do the problem. Just move the decimal. So look at 42.07. You don't want to set it up that way and start multiplying. It will take you forever. This is not good. All you have to do is count how many zeros you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, and move the decimal the same amount by the same amount. So since I have 4 zeros, that means I will move the decimal 4 times. So 14.07, I will move the decimal 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my decimal is no longer here. Now it's there. So my number looks like this: 4, 2, 0, 7, and then empty spot and empty spot that we're going to fill in with zeros. So 0, 0. So again, in order for you to read this number better, you need to do this: 1, 2, 3, and put a comma here. So your final answer is this. So, and also be careful. Sometimes they might give you the problem like this: 3.01 times 10 to the power of 3. The same thing we did here, this technically means exactly the same thing. All you have to do is you have to look at the power this time. Here we were counting how many zeros we have, so we know how many times we're going to move the decimal. Here you have to look at the power, and the power will tell you how many times you have to move the decimal. So this is telling me to move the decimal 3 times. So all I have to do is write down 3.01 and move the decimal 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So the decimal is no longer here, now it's there. And any empty spot, you replace it with a 0. So your final answer is 3010. And don't forget to put your decimal 1, 2, 3, comma. And that's your final answer here. Thanks for watching and make sure you practice. Bye.